Prime Minister's visit to the UK. There's a meeting with Prince Charles that is underway at present. We know the Prime Minister's had a breakfast meeting with his British counterpart, Theresa May. He's meeting Prince Charles at the Science Museum in London. There's clearly some sort of a guided tour that is underway at the moment. The Prime Minister is in the UK for a 4-day visit of bilateral engagements and has discussed a whole range of issues, we're told, which concern both countries. This cross-border terror, separatism, visas and immigration. There's also a meeting with the Queen that's coming up at Buckingham Palace. Let's now go across to Radhika. Radhika, let's hope that we have better luck with you now. Now we can see the Prime Minister here with Prince Charles at this Science Museum. Do we have any idea just what's on display here, or what's the tour all about?
Forgive me for the poor network, Natasha. It's 52 country heads, so you can imagine the kind of security and jammers that are around. At this tech meeting, Natasha, there's going to be a display of several projects that have been put up by several companies which are in the space of technology, both British and Indian. And what's going to be a very visually interesting sight is seeing Prince Charles drive in Tata Jaguar's first electric car. So these are symbolic gestures really from Britain to India during this India-UK bilateral visit and India-UK Tech Centre or Tech Forum, where British companies are trying to reach out to India to either travel to India to invest there or to invite Indians to invest in the space of technology, because India, young India as it is being seen, given our population is on an average about 26, we being the youngest country in the world, they do see that in this space particularly of science and technology, India, which is the third largest investor in Britain, will be a great contributor. We will also, of course, have the Prime Minister launch the Ayurvedic Center of Excellence, which is meant to do research and be a state-of-the-art facility really globally to provide information and continuous research on several ailments such as cancer, diabetes and other smaller fevers such as malaria and dengue and other such ailments. But the diaspora event is likely to be very interesting because he's going to be answering questions straight from the people. Now, we don't know whether these questions have already reached the Prime Minister's office and if he has answers ready, or if his team of media officers have kept them ready for him. But I am being told that there is a set of questions which will be live. Now, who vets these questions, we don't know, but the organizers say it's going to be a mix of questions from the audience, from through video conferencing. A few young people are likely to ask questions from across the world, including India and America. There are going to be some questions from the Narendra Modi app, which he will be taking up. Apparently, a lot of young people have on their smartphones, on the selfie mode, just asked him questions directly, which will be played out on large screens at the Westminster Hall, where he will be talking. So it's likely to be a short speech at the Westminster Hall, which is meters away from the Parliament, and post that will be the question and answer round, where he takes questions from a lot of people, unfortunately not from the media, of course, but he will be answering a lot of questions over that span of 1.5 hours, and post that he will be headed for the dinner where CHOGM or Commonwealth Governments of Head meeting is actually being launched for the year 2018. But on agenda will be some really interesting things. In the morning, of course, during breakfast, I suppose, the Prime Ministers of both Britain and India have discussed a vast range of issues, including that of extradition, perhaps, because Vijay Mallya's case, which the government of India had filed here in India, is ready for a final judgment, and it could be any time soon, perhaps in a month or two even. So if that was discussed, then that could be significant. We do know from his team of officials that the issue of visas and immigration crackdown by Britain on one hand, as opposed to what it claims on how it wants to increase trade with India and invite more scientists and technology professionals into the country, is again an issue that perhaps was discussed, and most importantly that of illegal immigrants, which the Prime Minister is likely to sign an MOU for whereby 100,000 illegal immigrants of Indian origin are likely to travel back to India from Britain.